Let's talk about the flipped classroom. Are you still lost on how to maximize class time in an ever-expanding curriculum? Well, the flipped classroom could be for you. What is actually meant by flip? The F is for a flexible environment where educators are able to implement a variety of learning models, rearrange digital and physical learning spaces, and provide students with a choice of when and where they want to access the information needed. L stands for the learning culture. The culture in the classroom shifts from a teacher-centered to student-centered approach, where the teacher goes from the sage on the stage to a guide on the side. Next, we have I for intentional content. This means the teacher needs to evaluate the content and know what needs to be taught directly and what can be explored outside the classroom. This allows the teacher to maximize class time for students to explore other learning strategies, such as PBL and peer instruction. Lastly, P refers to professional educators. This means teachers need to be reflective and collaborative when implementing the flipped classroom model. The role of the teacher shifts from content delivery to a student mentor. The flipped classroom process involves the students being introduced to new content at home before class, usually in the form of a video. Students will be making notes, answering questions, completing lower order activities, and formulating questions while exploring this new content. In class, students then interact with this content by taking part in higher order activities, practical work, or collaborative activities with the teacher present as a guide. Think this all sounds amazing but still not sure how? That's okay, because you aren't the only one. Of the teachers that I surveyed who currently don't flip their classroom, when responding to the question, have you wanted to flip your classroom, 83% of teachers surveyed said yes, and only 17% said no, showing that there are lots of teachers out there who want to flip their classroom but aren't sure how. Of those teachers who are wanting to flip their classroom, their three biggest reasons for not flipping are: knowledge. Teachers feel that they don't have a deep enough understanding of how the flipped classroom approach works to be able to implement it effectively. Access. This is most evident among teachers in low socioeconomic areas where students do not have access to either devices or suitable internet networks outside of their classroom. Lastly, teachers are worried that they do not have enough time to create or find effective resources to implement the flipped approach in their classes. The rest of this video will aim to alleviate some of these teachers' concerns. Firstly, building knowledge about the flipped classroom approach doesn't have to be scary or take a lot of time. There are many great places to find help. Follow John Bergman and Aaron Sams, the developers of the flipped model, on Twitter. Visit the Flipped Institute at flippedinstitute.com for lots of great ideas, and the Flipped Learning Network at flippedlearning.org, where you can find lots of great articles published by everyday educators. Follow the hashtag #OzFlipChat on Twitter to connect with Australian educators who are implementing the flipped classroom, and read Flip Your Classroom, an excellent introduction to flipping written by John Bergman and Aaron Sams. But what about access to technology? It doesn't matter if access to technology is a problem for your students. There are ways to work around it. Students can be assigned pre-reading from appropriate articles or a textbook that aligns with the videos others are watching. Videos can be provided to students by downloading them to their devices or providing them on USB so they don't need access to Wi-Fi. You could inflip your class. This is when students watch videos in class before moving on to higher order activities. This alternative still allows students to move through the content at their own pace. Or you could provide office hours. This is when you open your classroom either before or after school or at lunchtime to allow students to access devices and the Wi-Fi. The third and biggest concern noted for teachers is time. As we know, all teachers across all sectors and curriculum areas are facing increasing demands. But the most important thing to remember is you don't need to be a superhero. A great place to start looking for videos to use in your classroom is YouTube. Many channels exist that provide extremely professional and highly educational videos across all KLAs and age groups. Some that come highly recommended include the Khan Academy, Crash Course, TED Ed, and one I love for science is the Amoeba Sisters. What if, after all of this, you want to be a superhero and give it a go yourself? Some great tools to explore to create your own videos include Screencastify, a web-based screen capture program that allows you to create videos using your screen, Explain Everything, an iPad app that allows you to create simple videos. Adobe Spark is an easy-to-use iPad and web-based video creation tool, and PowToon, an easy drag-and-drop program to create professional-looking and highly engaging videos like this one. Each of these tools have extensive tutorials available on their respective websites and are quite easy to pick up. Hopefully this video has given you the X factor you need and you are ready to jump in and give flipping a go. Good luck with your journey and feel free to connect with me on Twitter at any time. And thanks for watching.
Created using PowToon.